insurance finally went through after months of paperwork and depositions. The insurance company settled for $35,000, which covered my therapy sessions, the new security system, the door replacement, and left me with enough to take a nice vacation. My lawyer said they wanted to avoid a jury trial where the SWAT footage would play badly for them. The check arrived the same week Mitchell told me Karen was finally moving. She'd finished her community service hours at the mental health facility and decided to go live with her sister in Arizona. Mitchell helped her pack just to make sure she actually left, and told me she seemed different, like the fight had gone out of her. The moving truck pulled away on a Thursday afternoon, and you could practically feel the whole neighborhood exhale. 3 weeks later, the HOA sent out this new policy document they called the Good Neighbor Guidelines, which written because of our incident. It had specific rules about when to call police, what constituted actual suspicious behavior, and consequences for false reports, including HOA fines and possible legal action. They even brought in that police officer again to do another training about the difference between being vigilant and being paranoid. Everyone knew why these rules existed, but nobody said Karen's name out loud anymore. Mitchell and I kept meeting up for games, though we'd switched to this sports bar downtown that had better wings anyway. We'd joke sometimes about how Karen accidentally did us both a favor by being so crazy that night. He got free from a toxic marriage, and I learned to take suburban safety seriously with my new security system and cameras. His new girlfriend Sarah started joining us sometimes, and she was cool about the whole story, even though it sounded completely insane when we explained it. She said she could tell Mitchell had been through something rough, but that he was working on himself, and that's what mattered. The insurance money let me take 2 weeks off work to just decompress and deal with the lingering anxiety from having guns pointed at me in my own home. My therapist said it would take time to feel completely safe again, but I was making progress. Mitchell was doing his own therapy too, and said it was helping him recognize all the ways Karen had controlled him that he'd thought were normal. Like he'd never realized other couples didn't have hour-long interrogations about credit card purchases under $20. The annual neighborhood BBQ rolled around in September, and for the first time in years, people actually seemed relaxed. Mitchell brought Sarah and introduced her to everyone while I just enjoyed not feeling like I had to watch my back constantly. People were actually talking to each other face to face instead of posting creepy photos on Facebook, asking if anyone recognized their neighbor's house guest. The HOA president made some speech about community and working together, but everyone knew he meant we'd all learned our lesson about letting paranoia take over. Nobody called the cops even when some teenagers got a little loud playing basketball at the park next door. Mitchell won the cornhole tournament, and Sarah high-fived me when he beat the guy who'd supported Karen at all those HOA meetings. It felt like the neighborhood had finally found its balance again, even though we all knew what happened that night.